And I'm going to introduce you to this person who some of you already know, most of you do not, and it's called your subconscious being. Now you notice I didn't use the word subconscious mind. How many of you have tried to program your subconscious mind? How many of you totally succeeded?
I think I
Completely, absolutely, totally, 100%. I've got sort of an interesting approach to the subconscious, and I'll share it with you. Well, there was this guy named Freud, and Freud came up with these ideas that after he talked with a bunch of people who had Freudian stuff going on, that he decided he would patent that process of having things going on with your mother and father. And then he came up with this idea of the three beings. There's the id, the ego, the superego. Yes. Psychology 101, you probably heard of it. It's one of those things where we hear about. And believe it or not, Western psychology is based on the Freudian model. Now, I know some of you may find this hard to believe, but it's based on the fact that Freud said we had three parts. We were individuals, right? You probably heard the term individuals. You're an individual, you're an individual. We're all individuals. This goes way back to the Greeks who said we were individuals. I don't know what the Greek word was, but the point was that we're one being. What Freud did was he broke this being into parts. Okay, well, we got a subconscious part, we've got a conscious part, and we got this thing called superconscious, which sort of floats around, nobody knows where it is, and it has to do with something to do with connection with other people in society, community, and all that. That's fine. The problem with working with parts is that sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. I'll give you an example. What's your name?
Will.
Will? Yeah. Hi, Will. Do you mind if I hypnotize you so you act like a chicken and roll around on the floor?
Yeah.
I picked on the wrong one.
Well, I need the age.
Let me use another example. My wife, who is German, very German, she has a very clean house, or else. And so I tell people, and those who know her, some of you know her, one of you, if I were to go to Bridget and say, Bridget, I love you very much. Do you mind if I hypnotize you to clean under the counters better? So that you'll do what I want, so that you'll clean under the counters. Do you mind if I hypnotize you with that? What do you think her answers would be? No, she will probably say no. 90. The point I'm making is that you don't hypnotize people that you like. You don't want to hypnotize. You'll manipulate parts. Now you're going to fix parts, right? But you don't hypnotize people in a sense that the way I'm talking about, to manipulate. You the exception. And so what I'm saying is that when you're talking about hypnotizing your subconscious mind to do what you want to do, in other words, so it falls in line, well, I want to quit smoking, so I want the hypnosis so I can tell my subconscious mind I got to quit smoking. Now, I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. It's just that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. What I discovered, and this hit me like a ton of bricks back in the early 90s when I was doing this work, I was using muscle testing, and we're going to do muscle testing up here, by the way, and you're going to find out what's going on with you, and we're going to give you the tools for finding that. I was a chiropractor, so I was using muscle testing for all the reasons that I mentioned earlier, testing organ function and vitamins and all sorts of stuff. And I started using muscle testing for statements. In other words, someone makes a statement, and I found out that if that statement was true, like say my name is Michael, I'm going to test strong. This muscle right here called the deltoid, when I press on the wrist right there, about 3-4 pounds of pressure, chances are it's going to be strong. I'm going to let you work on each other. You'll see how it works here in a minute. When I said something that wasn't true, that muscle tended to go weak or rubbery. It's not quite strong. So there's two answers to statements, yes or no. And so with muscle testing, that's all we're doing with the work that I do called the logical soul and the money matrix method, which I've got these books back here if you're interested, you can get some. But the point is that when you are able to get yes and no answers from your subconscious, how valuable would that be for you to do things in life? Because your subconscious, by the way, knows everything. It remembers everything. It feels everything. There's nothing that you're going to do that your subconscious doesn't know about. Now, your subconscious does not do two things. It doesn't speak, and it doesn't make decisions. Okay? These are logical functions, or making decisions is a logical function that the subconscious does not do. It will take your decisions and implement them if it does not compete with a previous decision you had in place that I call a prime directive.